What is up, everyone? It is Drew, Traveler of the Burning Abyss here, and today I want to talk to you about the fact that it is the 10-year anniversary of Burning Abyss. I just finished about a half hour ago watching Farfa's video, which was an amazing walkthrough in history of Burning Abyss, the archetype. I was happy and smiling throughout the entire video, and then as we progressed I got sad knowing that my favorite deck has kind of phased out of relevancy and is not what it used to be. But that being said, I can say that the memories I've had with playing the deck have been phenomenal. I absolutely love playing it. It's always a joy to be able to sit down, open up my deck box, pull out Burning Abyss, shuffle it up and start playing. Burning Abyss is really what kick-started me in playing the game competitively. I've been playing since Legend of Blue Eyes came out, but from Legend of Blue Eyes up until I'll say 2013, because 2013 is when I really started to do a little more research into the game. Before that, I was playing strictly casually with close friends and family, and I would go to locals, but it was casual stuff. But around 2013, I started to play more competitively, and then Duelist Alliance really kind of launched me into loving this game on a competitive level, and Burning Abyss was the whole reasoning behind that. Granted, my first ever regional top was with Shadal's, the complete opposite of Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss will forever be, my favorite deck. I am so excited to have had all the opportunities to play it that I have, because it's been such a thrill being able to make a Dante and mill 3 over and over again. I know lately I have kind of stated my displeasure and dissatisfaction with the game. Much like other people, I'm not the only Yu-Gi-Oh player in which we feel like the game is kind of getting out of hand. So I don't want to make this video about that, but I do want to state that I am hopeful for the future. I know that I've said that for right now I'm not really playing competitively, which is completely and totally true, but I still love the game, will always love the game. In the future, when my wife and I do end up having kids and they're old enough to read, I will end up teaching them how to play the game. I'm not going to start them on Burning Abyss. We aren't going to start, that deep at first. We'll probably start with something like GOAT format and then work up to like Edison, and then we'll jump into like Hat format and Duelist Alliance format. But I'm not done playing this game. I want to play this game until my brain does not allow me to do so anymore. Even if the game were to die off and Konami were to no longer create product for it, I would still have my collection. I would still end up, having all sorts of games at my kitchen table with my kids in the future. I don't have kids now. We're not expecting a kid, so this isn't one of those kind of videos. But it's just something that's been in my life for so long, because I've been playing since the start. I'm 28 years old. The game came to the States in like 2002 or 2003. So I've been playing, for a very long time. Do the math, 21, 22 years that I've been playing. So this has been in my life for such a long time. I did take a break from the time I was in 7th grade until I was a junior in high school. So that would be, let me just backtrack here a little bit. So I'm gonna say I picked it back up in like 2012. So let's backtrack from there to 10, 9, 8, 7. I took like a 4-year break. So probably from, I'll say around roughly the time of Teledad, up until the time that it was like more Ravine Rulers. So I wasn't playing for like that period, because I was like this kid who thought, oh, everyone's gonna judge me for like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like Yu-Gi-Oh is lame. So I still had like all my cards back then, but I just like hid them and didn't tell anyone that like I still had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I didn't play for that period. But when I got back into the game, I had just learned what XYZ monsters were, and literally the deck that I built was so absolutely terrible, because it was 2012 and I didn't really know like how anything fully functioned or worked, or what was good and what wasn't. I just, like, the whole goal of my deck was to get like a Utopia out, which back then was terrible. And then I learned very quickly that that didn't work. So I learned what some budget decks were, and I started to play budget decks, and that was kind of like my intro into playing the game more competitively. So when I picked up my first like more playable competitive type deck, it was actually Inzectors, and that was after Dragonfly and Hornet both were at 1. But the first locals that I attended with that, so before that I had attended a local with that really, really bad deck that I had put together, and I went like 1-3. I don't know how I won a game, but some guy literally attacked into my like this. I'm not even joking. I can't make this up. This is how bad this was. My opponent attacked into my face down Marshmelon, and it burned him for points, and that was how I won 1 out of my 4 rounds at my first local back, with that terrible deck. But after that, I picked up windups. I'm sorry, not windups. I picked up Inzectors, and I played Inzectors. And the first local that I went to, it was a small local. It was probably like 8 people. I went 3-0 with it actually, which was really, really cool. I remember 2 out of the 3 matchups. I don't remember the other one, but I know I played against Zombie and Mermail, and I don't remember the other deck. But after that, I went to another local, and at that point, I had picked up windups. And when I picked that deck up, it had hits to it as well, but it still could like combo a little bit, which was neat. So I remember I lost to one guy who was playing Karakuri's, and not like Karakuri Geargia, but like just pure Karakuri's. And he OTK'd me so badly. It was actually like terrible. Like I got OTK'd so badly. And he was this really, really big guy, really overweight guy. And like he dropped card, like I had been playing since Legend of Blue Eyes, and I didn't even recognize any of the cards. And my dad was the reason I started playing the game, and he had a full collection. So we had all the Karakuri cards. I had just never seen them or read them. So this guy OTKs me, terribly, and I was like, man, that deck seems really crazy. And I look, and we had all the cards for it at my parents' house. So I built that and started playing it. And then the game progressed more, and then I got more and more into it. So, Geargias became really meta. So I played Geargia Karakuri, I played Pure Geargia, I played Sylvans, I played Hat, and then, I just kind of fully immersed into it. And then, Burning Abyss comes out, which was really, really cool. Favorite deck of all time. Nothing will ever top that. I have decks that I do love and think are great, but Burning Abyss is at the top of that, and always will be. So I just wanted to give that little, shout out and kind of tip my hat to my favorite deck of all time. Best deck ever. I believe it has more premier event tops than any other deck in history, maybe. It's close. It's got to be close to a lot of it. I think it has more wins at premier events than any other deck. There's a statistic out there. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've looked it up. But you guys can go do the research yourself. It's just going to be the best deck forever and always. And here is to Beatrice hopefully staying and them doing something else. But if she gets banned, hey, we had a 10-year run with the deck, and I'll still make it work. But for right now, there's Drew, Travel with the Burning Abyss, signing out. Everyone, keep playing BA. It is always going to be the best deck.